Guys, the Cleveland Browns, obviously in a, week and change, or 2 weeks and change, are going to start training camp here. And obviously their salary cap is a bit of a mess. But it's that time of year when you start thinking about who could be due an extension. Greg Newsom's on his last year under contract. Martin Emerson's under his last year under contract. David Njoku's under his last year under contract. What do we think about extensions for any of those three guys?
Man, Martin Emerson, if you'd have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have told you he was definitely in line to get an extension. And, you know, he comes in as a third-round pick. He supplants and you know, takes Greg Newsom's minutes, and then Greg Newsom's a first-round pick. You think, oh, man, this guy's going to be ready to go. Problem is he started to show little cracks in his game. The problem when you're a big corner is, yeah, you want to be long and you want to be rangy, Tyvis, but hey, man, when you start looking a little stiff in the hips, when you start, you know what I'm saying, when your recovery speed ain't really there, and then you start to say, well, listen, he's not really jumping no routes, so you can't have safety speed at cornerback. That's not a thing. One thing Denzel Ward got is he faster than everybody, low-key, and his recovery speed is tremendous. So he's going to be able to get that. But Martin Emerson, there were some times last year where it's like, ooh, are they picking on you a little bit? I think he's going to have a bounce-back year in order to get, you know, the type of bag he wants because he has the size. Big corners are going to demand some money, but the problem is I need that fluidity in the hips, and you got to be able to turn and run, and I don't know if he can do that. You tell me.
I think that he's actually shown us, you know, the first couple of years that he has the ability to hang with a lot of receivers. I mean, just a year ago, before the season started, when they had to join practice with the Vikings, they talked about him versus Justin Jefferson. He had some reps against Justin Jefferson when he looked really good. He was able to stop Justin Jefferson. So he has what it takes, and he has the intangibles to be able to do it. Consistency is the thing. That's how you stay in the NFL. That's how you get money. Can you consistently be a top corner in the league? You showed a glimpse. You showed us what you can do 2 years ago under Jim Schwartz's first year of defense. You were lights out. You, led the league in, completion percentage. Nobody could really get to your side. And last year, you fell off by the wayside. Now, the problem is, my question for you is, did that year you had under Jim Schwartz's first year, was it because the D-line was really good and the quarterback didn't have time to really get to you? Was the quarterback play bad that year and that's why it affected what you did? I don't know the answer to that. All I do know is that this season you got a chance to go out there and lock guys down. They're going to test your speed. The one thing about you is that you ran like a 4.5, so everybody don't believe that you're the fastest guy in the world. So they're going to try to beat you off the line and try to get down the field on you. So do you have the recovery speed like G said? If you being a tall guy, hip speed is very important. Can you drop your hips and match the angle of these wide receivers when they come out of their breaks? That's another question that they're going to have. But at the end of the day, it's all in his hands. I think he has what it takes. He has to become smarter because I played with a corner who had the same problems. Ran a 4.5, tall corner. Actually had dreadlocks like you too. His name was Richard Sherman, but he was so smart and he understood how they were going to attack him, and he got interceptions. If you want to really break the bank and get a bag, know that they're going to try you on the deep routes and make sure you make them pay by getting the interceptions. I know you played the ball really well because you led the SEC in pass breakups when you came out, and you really did a good job when you, 2 years ago when you was playing. You tracked the ball really well there. So try to get more interceptions this season, stay on top of the routes, and know that they're going to attack you deep.
So in the end, would you guys offer him an extension now?
No.
Would you offer Greg Newsom an extension?
No.
It depends on what we do.
Yeah. I would consider.
I'd consider Geno.
I actually would consider Newsom.
Right now?
I'm sorry. I would not give Greg Newsom an extension. I would consider an extension for Emerson if I could get him at a bargain basement rate. If you're willing to take a cheap deal, I would consider that if I'm the Browns.
Who's behind them right now? I don't think they're.
Cam Mitchell is behind them. I don't think they got nothing in the pipeline like that.
They don't.
No.
And so it's if you get them for cheap, because look, I don't believe in addition by subtraction. You losing people, if they're frontline starters, the Browns have not done a good job of showing me.
The guy's a bad guy or a bad lot, which he's not. So,
yeah. They haven't shown that they developing next guy up guys.
No, not at all.
So
I would consider at the right price, but
if I could be frank.
Yes, please.
It's Friday.
You don't want to be Tyvis?
I'm going to be frank.
Okay.
On Fridays, I keep it real because that's what I do.
Keep it real.
I question a lot of people. I question 4 out of the 5 people in the secondary. I really do. The only person that I'm 100% certain is Denzel Ward. But Dale Pitt, Martin Emerson, Greg Newsome, Ronnie Hickman, I got to see it because the inconsistency is just it's unbelievable completely with those guys, and it's very hard for me to say with confidence that I can pay them this money and know that this is what I'm going to get. Denzel's the only one that's proved it so far, and he's been the most consistent. Now, I know he has his injury issues, but when he's out there, it's a difference. Some people will argue that he is the second most important player on defense because when he's not out in that secondary, you can tell. And with the rest of those guys, that's not the case. So it's hard for me to even get behind this entire Brown secondary at this moment outside of Denzel Ward.
Would you guys extend David Njoku, who, by the way, just turned 29 yesterday? Would you consider that? Real quick, we got...
Extend what? How many years?
It's up to you. Would you think about an extension right now?
I think about a 2-year extension.
Yeah, I don't want to waste no more capital on no tight ends. You got him and Fannin. I'd do something to get him maybe to 31 something.
Yeah,
we're not too long term. Yeah, I would.
I'm out. I'm ready to move on. I'm a big believer in Fannin. I don't want to pay money to. I mean, you're not paying Fannin anything right now, but
the problem with it is Kevin runs 12 personnel.
And he's a good blocker.
Those two guys will be a mismatch because you're forcing these defenses to play linebackers instead of nickel.
I mean, he's
stay
been
healthy.
Just a solid player.
He's also not been healthy either.
That's true.
And
that's an issue.
I like to see him lose some weight, get back to being leaner, and do his thing, man.